So good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Henry Bonsu. I'm a television and radio broadcaster from the UK and Ghana. I'm delighted to be here back in Korea. It's my third time, and each time I come here, it's usually for something climate change related, and that's a tribute to the government of the Republic of Korea. It's clearly very concerned and very keen to play its part in this international debate. So today we're talking about advancing decent work, green jobs and sustainability in the forest sector. And yesterday, in a session on nature-based solutions, I was talking to a coordinator of an umbrella group for indigenous peoples, and he was talking about trees and nature-based solutions. His name was Juan Carlos, and he was saying, for us, the forests are so much more than economics. They're about a connection, a deep connection that we've had for thousands of years. We're the custodians, and we need to be respected, not marginalized, and we have a spiritual connection with the trees. And I thought, that's right, understood. But we're going to pivot from that, because spiritual connection with the trees is one thing, but that alone won't save them. What will save them is people feeling they have an enlightened self-interest, that the forests will help them not just with the broad general sense of saving the planet, but with their day-to-day livelihoods for themselves, their families and their communities. So that's why decent work, green jobs and sustainability is so important in this sector. So this session is organized by a number of groups, FAO, of course, the ILO and UNECE, that's the Economic Commission for Europe, in collaboration with the Korea Forestry Service. And according to a recent study by FAO, the ILO, and the Thune Institute, the forest sector provides a lot of employment. I mean, we're talking about an estimated 33 million people. That's 1% of all employment across all sectors, which is huge. Forests, what do they provide? Well, of course, that spiritual connection, livelihoods, food, shelter, ecosystem services, many other benefits for the indigenous peoples who live in the forest, but everybody else, even if they don't always recognize it. So we're talking about decent work being fundamental to ensuring sustainable and productive forestry operations. Efficient, environmentally friendly, and safe for people working in them. We shouldn't forget them because we don't see them. So this session is going to highlight approaches, opportunities, and challenges to all stakeholders, including employers and workers' organizations, in promoting green jobs and decent work as a cornerstone for a viable contribution of the forest sector to growth and sustainability. So, objectives for this session. This is what we want to achieve in the next 80 or so minutes. We want to identify good practices, we've got speakers who can do that promote decent and sustainable work in the forest sector. What are decent jobs? What is good work? What is sustainable about this employment in the forestry sector? And then also we want to identify action, key action, realistic action required to achieve SDG 8 on decent work and economic growth. So we're going to organize a session in 4 segments. An opening one, we'll hear from the ILO, UNECE, and KFS, the Korea Forestry Service. That's the first one. Then we're going to have a dialogue between representatives of the employers and employees organizations nominated by ILO constituents. Then we'll move on to specifically discuss the role of women and youth